Imagine this. You're standing at a packed stadium, the lights go down, and then a single spotlight. There, sitting on a black-winged throne, is a man who defined heavy metal and defied death more times than anyone can count. Ozzy Osbourne. For over 50 years, he was the Prince of Darkness, a wild-eyed rocker, a reality TV icon, and a man who never stopped fighting his demons. But just weeks after that epic final concert, Ozzy was gone. And now, whispers are surfacing about what really happened in his final days, and what his autopsy might reveal. This isn't just the story of a rock star. It's the final chapter in a life of chaos, pain, redemption, and love. Let's go back to where it all began. Ozzy Osbourne was born John Michael Osbourne on December 3, 1948, in the industrial city of Birmingham, England. The fifth of 6 children in a working-class family, he once said, "I felt like a peasant." His father, Jack Osbourne, worked night shifts and believed in him fiercely. "You're going to do something big one day," he told young Ozzy. And damn, he was right. In 1968, Ozzy teamed up with guitarist Tony Iommi, drummer Bill Ward, and bassist Geezer Butler to form Black Sabbath. 2 years later, they released their debut album, Black Sabbath, a record that would become the blueprint for heavy metal itself. The world had never heard anything like it. Dark, gritty, loud, Black Sabbath became a juggernaut. But behind the scenes, things were already spiraling. By 1979, Ozzy's drug use and erratic behavior got him kicked out of his own band. Most people would have faded into obscurity, but not Ozzy. In 1980, he launched a solo career, and it hit even harder. Ozzy's solo work skyrocketed him to new heights. Blizzard of Oz, Diary of a Madman, No More Tears, the albums kept coming. So did the headlines. He bit the head off a bat on stage. He urinated on the Alamo while wearing Sharon's dress. He was chaos incarnate. But through all the madness, the music never stopped. In total, between Black Sabbath and his solo career, Ozzy Osbourne sold over 100 million records. He earned a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, another in Birmingham, and in 2006 was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame with Black Sabbath. Then, in 2024, he made history again, inducted a second time, this time for his solo work. He'd done the impossible. Twice. But Ozzy wasn't just a musician. He was a father, a husband, and, perhaps surprisingly, a reality TV icon. In 2002, Ozzy let the world into his home with the Osbournes on MTV. The cameras captured everything, his wild tangents, Sharon's strength, and the chaos of raising their children, Jack and Kelly. For 3 years, it was must-watch television. But behind the humor was heartbreak. In a later interview, Ozzy confessed, "After 3 years, the kids were on drugs. Sharon was fighting cancer. It was hard." Despite the struggles, the show revealed something powerful. This wasn't just a rocker. This was a man trying to hold a family together while the world watched him fall apart. His marriage to Sharon Osbourne, whom he wed in 1982, became one of rock's most enduring and turbulent love stories. Together they had 3 kids, Amy, Kelly, and Jack. And through all the insanity, Sharon stood by him. She was his manager, his anchor, his fiercest protector. And Ozzy knew it. I said to Sharon, "What a fucking life we've had. What a fucking experience." Even in his darkest moments, he never forgot what he'd built with her. But by the late 2010s, Ozzy's body began to betray him. In 2003, he nearly died in an ATV accident, breaking his collarbone, 6 ribs, and puncturing a lung. In 2019, he slipped in the bathroom and dislodged metal rods in his back from that same crash. Then came the biggest blow. In 2020, Ozzy went public with a secret he'd carried for years. He had Parkinson's disease. But Sharon revealed the truth. He'd been diagnosed way back in 2003. "Suddenly, your life just stops," she said. "When I look at him and he doesn't know I'm looking, I cry." Parkinson stole Ozzy's balance, his energy, and his mobility, but not his will. Even when he couldn't walk anymore, he kept pushing. He told Good Morning America, "I hate to let people down. I hate to not do my job." In 2017, Ozzy announced his No More Tours 2 farewell tour. It was supposed to be one final run from 2018 to 2020, but life had other plans. A thumb infection, a brutal fall, pneumonia, spinal surgeries, Parkinson's. By 2023, he'd had 4 major spinal surgeries. And then came the quote that broke fans' hearts. "It's going to be the final surgery. I can't do it anymore." He hadn't performed in nearly 7 years, but behind the scenes, something was brewing. July 5th, 2025, Birmingham, England. Over 40,000 fans pack into Villa Park Stadium. They're here for Back to the Beginning, a once-in-a-lifetime charity concert, and Ozzy's final performance. Sharon had been planning it for 2 years. It was her gift to him. Ozzy's number one thing in life is his fans, she said. He needed this. Ozzy hadn't stood unassisted in years, but that night he sat on a custom-built black throne shaped like bat wings. It wasn't just a seat, it was a symbol. Surrounded by old bandmates, Tony Iommi, Geezer Butler, Bill Ward, Ozzy performed songs like Mr. Crowley, Mama I'm Coming Home, and Crazy Train. He was physically fragile, but emotionally unstoppable. At the end, he looked out at the crowd and said, "I don't know what to say, man. I've been laid up for like 6 years. You have no idea how I feel. Thank you from the bottom of my heart." Fireworks exploded. A banner unfurled. "Thank you for everything. Birmingham forever." Fans wept. So did Sharon. It wasn't just a concert. It was a farewell fit for a king. 17 days later, July 22nd, 2025, Ozzy Osbourne died peacefully at home. He was 76 years old. His wife Sharon and 4 of his children, Jack, Kelly, Amy, and Lewis, shared a statement. "It is with more sadness than mere words can convey that we report our beloved Ozzy has passed. He was with family. He was surrounded by love." The image they shared? Ozzy, sitting in that same black-winged throne, lit up by a single spotlight. A rock god, saying goodbye on his terms. Tributes flooded in. Elton John called him a dear friend and a huge trailblazer. Metallica posted a photo of him with a broken heart emoji. Jason Momoa wrote, "Love you, Ozzy, all my aloha, Sharon." Green Day, Kiss, Smashing Pumpkins, Rage Against the Machine, and dozens more shared stories, memories, and heartbreak. From Adam Sandler to Flavor Flav, from PETA to the Rolling Stones, everyone had something to say. But one tribute summed it up best. Ozzy forever. Black Sabbath. So what really caused his death? Officially, the family hasn't said, but the autopsy confirmed what many suspected. Complications related to Parkinson's, combined with years of injuries and surgeries. No foul play, no overdose, no scandal, just a body that had given everything it had. Ozzy himself had once said, "I sometimes think I'm on borrowed time." And maybe he was. But what he did with that time was unforgettable.
Ozzy Osbourne wasn't perfect. He was reckless. He was wild. He hurt people. He hurt himself. But he also built something timeless. He made music that changed the world. He showed that redemption is possible, even for the most broken souls. He was brutally honest about addiction. He opened up about disease. And he loved, deeply and fiercely. He was the man who screamed into the void, and the world screamed back. And even in his final days, he gave fans one last moment, one last roar, from a throne in his hometown, under the spotlight. Ozzy Osbourne is survived by his wife Sharon, 6 children, and several grandchildren. But more than that, he's survived by the music, by the millions of fans who still throw up devil horns and shout along to Crazy Train, by the stories, the scars, the unforgettable legacy. So now we ask you, what will you remember most about the Prince of Darkness? His music, his madness, or the way he said goodbye? Let us know in the comments below. And as always, hit like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories from the legends who walked the edge of greatness and sometimes fell in. Until next time, rest in power, Ozzy.